Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're on the topic of grips this week, and we might very well have a few more weeks of talking about grips because there's just so many options with grips, you guys. Today specifically, I want to talk about the pros and cons of the Eastern forehand grip, which is the grip that Federer uses, okay? First off, one of the big pros of using an Eastern grip is how easy power can come to you guys. And whether you guys are really kind of committed to the grips you already use on your forehands, or you just kind of want to know about grips for the players you watch on tour, if you see anybody in an Eastern grip, I think one thing that really jumps out is how easy they hit for power. And the reason for that is because the racket head is definitely in a much more naturally square position when it arrives to the tennis ball than, say, if we were in a semi-Western or full Western grip where the strings are really more shut, creating more spin, okay? So the fact that the racket head comes into the ball in an Eastern forehand grip a lot more square means we're hitting more of the tennis ball, we're hitting more of the surface area. So the racket really acts like a trampoline at that point. And so I think what you guys will find if you go out and give the Eastern grip a try on your forehand is that ball can really rocket off the strings, okay? A second pro for me on the Eastern grip is how easy it is to swing out on lower tennis balls, okay? When I get a ball that comes in, whether it's a slice or somebody just had low margin over the top of the net, when I get down into my kind of lower stance for a forehand, having the strings already pretty square makes it so much easier to pick that shot up. Where somebody in a more closed grip, again, semi-Western, maybe full Western, it's very tough to get down in here on a low ball and know how to dig this shot out, staying committed to a more shut grip. So that's a big pro for me on the Eastern grip, is that when we get down into this low stance, the strings are still really available to the ball to be able to drive it over the net with ease, okay? And that kind of leads us into the one main con, I think, that we would see on an Eastern forehand grip is the high ball is much tougher to handle. It's very easy to sail shots from up high if we're not imparting a lot of topspin. And so I think the guys that are in a semi-Western or full Western grip have the benefit of holding their ground on the baseline against a higher ball because their topspin from up here is much easier to come by. So I feel like in an Eastern grip, that one con of the high ball is it's going to require more footwork from you guys to be able to get that strike zone back and be able to hit a more comfortable shot in that grip, okay? So let's take a look. First thing I mentioned is the pro of how easy power is. So I'm in my Eastern grip. Watch a couple swings here. You guys can just hear the sound that this shot makes. One more time. It's a really explosive sound, and that's that trampoline effect again. Now, I do have to hit those relatively low to hit them that hard. So there's a little bit of give and take there, but I think you guys would really enjoy at least trying the Eastern grip to see how high you can bump up that power on the forehand. Okay, secondly, another pro is that low ball that comes in. So when Mark feeds it in here, and I got to get down there, you can see how easy it is for me to pick that shot up. And I'm a good 2 or 3 feet high over the net with that shot, and I'm landing, you know, 3 feet inside the baseline, okay? So, and then we get into that con where that high forehand, you know, you guys will see if I hold my ground here, I'm going to have a real tendency to sail the ball because I'm not imparting a lot of spin from up high. There's one that I hit solid but went long. That one I hit over a little more and I got it in. But I think I would naturally, in an Eastern forehand grip, back away from that high ball a little more. So, just to impart some knowledge on you. Go out, use that if you like. If it's just for observation with the pros you watch, now you guys know kind of the benefits and the drawbacks of that Eastern forehand grip. Okay, hope that was really helpful for you guys. Please click like below this video, and if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.